Hello, welcome back to Rainy Day Projects, and we're going to continue with our work from last time. We're building this cute house from the My Little Scene series. We've already been working on this for a few days, and you can check the earlier videos to see the progress so far. What was I going to say? Oh, the link to this craft is going to be in the description of the video, so if you want to get a kit for yourself and follow along with us, then you can do that. All right, so this is our progress so far. You will notice that I have got a clip on the top. When I went to look at it today, I found that, oh my goodness, excuse me, my pets are running around. Oh, excuse me. So if you notice, there is still a clip on top of this house. When I went to look at it today, I found that it had not attached on the side. So if you're building this project yourself, you might want to get a little bit stronger glue to hold the balsa wood pieces together. The latex glue that's in the kit is not maybe quite adequate for that. So here's what we have so far. We've put together the walls and the floor with kind of paper pictures added onto those. We've added these cute pictures to the walls. They're three-dimensional. I don't know if you can see that from where you are. And we have built the terrace. So here's the gray terrace floor that we've added. We've put together the terrace frames and the lattice on the roof. And the next step, I think, is to put the flowers up on the terrace. Let me have a quick peek to make sure the video is still recording. Are we still recording? Good, it looks okay. All right, so let's open the box. Get out our instructions. And this is where we are today. So we have completed the construction of the terrace. So we've put the terrace together. And the next step is the plants. So these are all in package C, and you can see them right here. Hear my cat and dog running around. Sorry about the noise. They like to play. Okay. So we've got this green bag here with all these little flower pieces inside. Let's open that up and see what we have. It looks like the pieces are kind of falling apart just a little bit. So they might make a little bit of a mess. Uh-oh, that's not very nice. Donut, leave it. Hey. Dog is too interested in the contents of my box here. All right, so what do we have? This looks like wisteria, maybe. And the pieces are sort of little styrofoam balls. Got two purple pieces and one pink one. So far the pieces of this kit have been pretty good quality, but I'm not sure about the flowers. They're maybe not the best quality you can get, but so we've got something here that's kind of coated with white stuff. This is interesting. I guess this is supposed to be together because it looks like it's glued. I don't know what kind of plant this is supposed to be. Okay. And this is maybe a fern or something leafy. And we have two connected plants. They're held together on the same stem. We have another of these ferns. And that's everything that was in the bag. So it looks like this is C29. When you look right here, we've got C29-1, C29-2. You see all these little styrofoam pieces that are rolling off of the booklet. So that is gonna make a little bit of a mess if you're doing this kit. Okay, so I don't think that there's a difference between C29 1 and 2. I think there are two copies of the same plant. And it looks like you're supposed to break them up. Let me find my scissors over here. I've put them off camera. All right. So we have one. This is very interesting. I'm not sure why they have it like this. So it looks like you're supposed to cut all these little pieces off. Okay, so these C29 pieces are going to be attached to the terrace, I can see. I think that I'm going to go ahead and put these green ones in place first because I don't want to make a huge mess with the pink ones. I can see I need to work with the pink and purple flowers next. I don't want to get into that quite yet. So what I see next is that C29-6, which is this one over here that used to be C29-2. C29-6 is supposed to go on the left side of the terrace. So here's my house, and here's my terrace, and it's meant to go, whoops, meant to fit in there, in that corner. And I guess I'm just supposed to glue it, but it's not quite bending the way that theirs is bending. And I think maybe it's not quite the same shape theirs was, but it's a plant, honestly, so let's not worry too much about it. There's a lot of natural variation with plants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put some glue on the frame of the terrace, right here. And I'm gonna put some up in this corner also. I'm gonna let that get sticky for a minute. Okay. So that's for this piece here. What's the next thing that needs to happen? Okay. So we have all these little tiny pieces. I have to be quite honest, I cannot tell the difference between these, and I think that I've made some mistakes when I was cutting them. So a lot of these I'm just gonna have to guess. I do know that this big branch here is C29-1, and that's supposed to go on the right side of the terrace. So that's in this picture here. So I will put a couple more dots of glue on that frame. So we'll put one in this corner in here, and we'll put one up in there also. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this left side one in place. I'm gonna stick the bottom in first. And uh-oh. It wants to kind of squeeze and move around, so you're gonna have to be careful with this. And I know that you can't really put it outside because the terrace has got a clear plastic cover that goes on top of it. So everything needs to stay more or less inside the house. I don't like this. This is kind of frustrating. Maybe it would be good to have a bit of wire or something to hold it in place. Okay, there's the bottom kind of holding in place anyway. My left side plants will have to wait. Let's try my right side plant, see if it works a little better. You can see it's bent a little bit out of place. Okay, does that work? No, not so great. So you're gonna want more glue in there. I think if it were made of wire or something, it might stick a little better. You'd be able to wind it around. So maybe oh, it does work a little better if you put the glue on the narrow part of the stem instead of on the bottom. So maybe try that. Okay. I feel like maybe I'll even tape this for right now to hold it in place. I happen to have some Scotch tape right here, so if that's not going to cause problems for me, I might just Scotch tape it to hold it there, and then when the glue dries I can take the tape off. We'll see if that makes things better or if it makes them worse, huh? All right, let's try putting the tape on the flower. Not the flower. Tape does not want to stick. That's not my best idea. All right, let's try sticking that in there. Oops. And hope that the glue will dry enough to hold that in place pretty soon. And I think I'll go ahead and try that on the other side too. So a little more glue. Look at all this glue I'm wasting today. Oops. So we'll pop that in there. And we'll get a little piece of tape. This is really not holding in place. I might even just use more tape on the outside. I believe this is not standard model building practice, but you do what you gotta do. I'm glad that I had the tape on the table. Okay, let's go ahead and tie that around there and hope that holds in place for a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna leave that to dry for right now. We're gonna have to glue the top parts in place later. And now what do? So how many points do we have to attach these? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attachment points. And I'm not super optimistic about how well the leaves are gonna stick. And also we have a lot more than 7 sets of leaves. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, but it says for these, it says remain for later use. I guess they mean retain for later use. So 3 of these parts, 1, 2, 3, I need to hold on for later. So, It's very difficult to see which ones they mean here. I need a set of 3 leaves. Okay, so here's a set of 2 leaves. I guess, so this, we can call this C29-2. We can call this C29-4. It's not quite right, but we'll call it that. And C29-5 we do not have because it just doesn't quite look right. We might have to cobble together some pieces to make what they want us to have. So these three they want me to keep for later use. I think those are going to go in a little potted plant somewhere. Because, yeah, there's this little potted plant underneath the chair. So we need to have 2 long leaves. So let's try this one. And let's try this one. So we got 2 long leaves, and we need to have a set of 3 branches. Now this to me does not look the same as this, but it's the closest I can find, so I'm gonna just keep those together. If I'm guessing wrong, well, what are you gonna do? So let's put those back into this bag for now. Goodbye to you. And I'm gonna go ahead and put away these pieces because we don't need these right now. All right, so now we need 7 pieces. Okay, here's 1, 2, let's call this number 3. We're gonna pretend that's the same. And we'll pretend this is the same as this. It doesn't really look the same, but that's okay. We'll do our best. And then let's call this one C29-7. Uh-oh. Yeah, we've got a problem. So either I didn't cut enough maybe, or I cut the wrong stuff. Maybe I'm just gonna steal something. I think I'm gonna just steal this little branch here because I don't think it'll be, oh, don't break please. Don't think it'll be super visible. Okay. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here's our little double here. We're gonna call this 6. And we need 1 more. So I have these 3 little branches here. I'm gonna put those together. I've done something funky. I don't know. Well, they're plants. They can't look like you expect them to look. Okay, so our first piece is going to be, I think it would be better to, just a moment. I think it would be better to try and fix in those top pieces first. So I wonder if this glue here is sticky enough to hold. It's not super sticky. Yeah, this is really not ideal. It's not sticking very well, and it's the whole thing's falling apart when I try to move it around. Honestly, I don't like it. I'm willing to accept this is something that I'm doing wrong because I haven't done this before, but it's not very strong and it's really frustrating trying to put this together properly. And this plant has just fallen all the way out. So if you're looking for something relaxing to do, then sticking these plants into this little balcony, that is not a relaxing thing to do with your Sunday afternoon. So just be aware of that, friends. We're gonna put this down and we're gonna take a little break. Actually, while I am taking a break with that, I think we can go ahead at these flowers. Now this is some nonsense. So we've got C25 and we've got C24. It seems like I'm only supposed to touch one of these flowers. So it seems like I'm only supposed to use one purple one. And I'm not sure where the other one is. So I'm gonna look through the book and see where the other purple flower gets used. So I don't wanna mess anything up anymore. No, get off. Aha, this is that second one. Okay, so one of the purple flowers we're gonna keep for later. Let's take the prettier one. Well, it's kind of prettier. You can see it's mostly just white styrofoam. And we'll put that back in the bag. Whew. Put our bag away for now. Have a little drink. It's just water, don't worry. Okay. Back to where we were. Gonna start with our pink flower. And it is telling me I want to cut it kind of in thirds, which is a little weird, but okay. It doesn't tell me to cut the stem off. It tells me to keep this to remain for later use. And it seems like I'm supposed to cut this into thirds approximately. Ooh, that does not want to cut. So you're, your scissors are not gonna like this. That's a pretty strong wire there. I hope I didn't damage them. Let's cut again. So if you have, maybe some wire cutters. I've got some, but I don't want to get up and get them. But I hope I'm not damaging my scissors. Okay. So it says it means to retain for later use, to keep it for later use. So I'll put that aside. And the purple one, it looks, this is so very particular. So we're going to cut off the very tip. Cut off the very tip of it. Oh. It really is just styrofoam glued onto a wire. So you're gonna wanna cut it pretty carefully. And then once again, what is left over, you'll cut it in thirds. Oh, oof. Sorry, scissors. And 1, 2, 3. That sounds really bad. I really should have gotten the wire cutters, but I only have one more cut for right now. And then on this one, it does want you to cut off the green part. So we're gonna do that. Okay. Ugh. I don't know if I'm gonna, oh dear, sorry scissors. I don't know if we're gonna need this later, but I don't wanna throw it out. So we're gonna put these back into the little green plant bag. Where did I put that, by the way? There it is. Okay, in they go. And you can see that they have very specific ideas of where they want you to put these little plants. So these flowers are gonna go ahead and get their little dot of glue. So let's just put a dot on each one. Gotta open the glue again, of course. All right, here's a dot on this one. Might put it on the white side so that the pink or purple side can show nicely, because it's only really painted on one side. It's kind of cheaply manufactured. It's not very nice. And it is crumbling to pieces in my fingers as I touch it. Okay, and we have 4 pieces for the purple. We have a tiny, tiny little piece here that's mostly just wire because all the foam is coming off of it. I should have used a toothpick for this. use a toothpick if you do this. Remember how careful I was in the first video? I've lost my patience. Okay, and then we've got 3 more pieces. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, we are going to do our ding dang bust right here. Okay, I've mixed up my flowers a little bit. So we've got C25 1, that's that first pink flower. And this is supposed to go up in the corner. Oh no, I think I did it wrong. Shit. Maybe I'll stick it to the leaf instead. If it'll hold. We'll just call that good. I don't think that's what I was supposed to do, but I don't care. C25-2 goes in the middle. Yeah, it looks like I should have put the glue on the pink part actually so that I could stick it inside out to the inside of the wall, but I didn't do that. And you can see these little styrofoam pieces, they're just crumbling. So if you have a different flower you'd like to use, maybe some old model pieces or something, you know, that could be an idea. Okay, now we have C24-1. A very odd specific thing to ask for. That's supposed to go here. It does look like wisteria, which is nice. But as you see, you really can't see it at all. And this damn balcony is still coming apart. I really don't like this. And the flowers coming off too. Okay. And what have we got next? C24-2. Is supposed to go up in this corner, which it's probably not gonna do because we've got this little plant in the way. Let's see what we can do about it though. So we're gonna take one of these guys and somehow press that in there and hope it stays. Okay. Don't touch this too much, you guys. C24-3 goes kind of on this second group of vines. I'm glad I stopped and had a coffee before I started this today. Okay, that is not stuck on there very well at all. At all. But what are you gonna do? And then C24-4 is gonna go in this back corner here. There we go. I've put on this very soft, relaxing music in my headphones, and meanwhile, my blood pressure is going up and up and up. This is really frustrating. But okay, I think we've got most of them in the right spot now. Ish. Stay. 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 Not you, Donut. It's okay. My dog thought I was talking to him. He thought I was gonna go out somewhere and leave him at home. He's a very nervous dog. He gets upset easily. Okay, you know what? Let's put that. So this is what we have right now. And I'm not gonna touch this for the rest of the day because I'm afraid it's all gonna just break apart if I do. So it looks pretty. I have to admit, it does look pretty. It's just a big pain in the butt to get it together. And I've got glue all over my wallpaper here. Which I would rather not have done. But anyway, it's more or less assembled. So let's look at the next thing.